Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Jenny Marie. Today's session is yoga for beginners, and we're going to focus on twist poses, which are going to help us detox, improve circulation and reduce stress and tension through the muscles surrounding the spine, including the neck. So this session is suitable for all levels of flexibility, so I'll show lots of different options, so take the one that's right for you today. So we're going to start in a comfortable cross-leg position. You can sit on a blanket or cushion if that's more comfortable for you, or feel free to bring your feet out in front. So we're going to start off focusing on deep breaths in and out through the nose. And you can either bring the hands to the knees or the hands to the heart center. So taking deep breaths in and out through the nose only. Breathing deep down into the belly, so we're using the full capacity of our lungs. And focusing on the present moment, and that will help release stress and tension through the body. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then take a deep breath in. Lengthening up through the fingertips. Take a little twist to the right side. So when we twist, we want to make sure the lower back stays still. We're twisting from the mid-back, so from the belly button upwards. Keep the chin tucked in a little bit so we find that length through the top of the head. And then take some nice deep breaths. Just make sure the shoulders and the head stay nice and aligned, you don't drop the head down. And then take a deep breath, come to the center, twist to the left. So again, think about lifting up through the top of the head. Inhale, exhale. Well done. Coming to the center, and we're going to come over into child's pose. So child's pose, the knees are just wider than the hips, big toes touching. And then walk out through the fingertips, rest the forehead down. So child's pose is one of the rest poses that we use in yoga. So you can come into this pose anytime today if you need to. And down dog's the other rest pose that we'll be using. And from here we're going to add a twist. So bring the left hand underneath the right arm, palm up. And then resting on the side of the head and looking towards those fingertips at the side. At the same time, tailbone coming down towards the heels. And then changing sides. So right hand reaching through. And then coming back to the center. Take a few breaths here. So reaching through the fingertips. And then coming up onto the hands and knees. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to take a little cat-cow warm up here. So inhaling, looking up into cow. And then exhaling, tuck the tailbone into cat. So tuck the chin in, look back towards the knees. And then inhale, coming through. 1 vertebrae at a time. Lift chest, lift chin, and then come back through. Just helping us to warm up through the spine. Let's take 1 more inhale. And exhale. And from here, coming back to neutral spine. And we're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips. Slowly come up into down dog. For any reason you can't do down dog today, you can stay in child's pose. If your hamstrings are tight, bend your knees. Or take your feet slightly wider than your hips. And then we're going to take a little movement side to side through the hips. Helping us to warm up through the back of the body. And keep breathing nice and smoothly and evenly in and out through the nose. And from here, we're going to slowly walk our hands to our feet. Coming into forward fold. So we're going to bend the knees. Just let the head hang down. So if your hamstrings are very tight, bend the knees more. Want to make sure that our fingertips or our hands are touching the mat. And then tuck the chin in and let the head hang down. Then we're going to hold the forearms. Take a little movement side to side. So we're warming up through the back of the legs. Tuck the chin and let the head hang down. So the crown of the head's parallel to the floor. And then release the hands. Pull the belly button into the spine and really slowly roll up through the spine. So the head comes up last. Roll the shoulders back and down at the top. And we're going to come into a few rounds of sun salutation to complete our warm up. So we're going to bring the hands together in front, spread the toes. So mountain pose, your feet are together, or hip distance is a little bit easier. So take them wider if you need to. Spread the toes, lengthen up through the top of the head. And you're going to breathe out, slowly fold forward from the hips into forward fold. So same pose we just did, let the head hang down. 3 breaths here. And then inhale to halfway lift. So straighten your legs. Now if your hamstrings are tight today, bring your hands onto your shins or your thighs. We want to make sure we have straight legs so we get that hamstring stretch. Spread your toes out. And then just soften the knees a little bit. Bring the fingertips to the floor and slowly walk out onto hands and knees. Now bring the hands all the way to the front of the mat so they're underneath the shoulders, and spread your fingertips out. If for any reason this pose isn't possible for you today, you can sit back into child's pose here instead, okay? Otherwise, we're going to lower ourselves down. So we're going to bring the weight forward 1 inch, bend the elbows, and really slowly lower the chest down to the mat. At the bottom, roll your shoulders back, lift the chest into cobra. So we're tucking the chin in. Take a couple of breaths there. And then slowly pushing up and back into down dog or into child's pose. So keeping the tailbone nice and high. And keep looking back towards the legs. I'm going to slowly walk the hands back to the feet. Coming into our halfway lift. So straightening the legs. And then bend the knees if you need to into forward fold. Body becomes heavy. Inhale, exhale. Slowly pull belly button in and then rolling up through the spine so the head comes up last. Palms coming overhead, look up to the hands and then bring them back to heart center. Well done, same sequence. Just going to go a little bit quicker to help us warm up. You can stay slower if you need to. So breathe out down into fold. Breathe in, straighten the legs to halfway lift. Soften the knees, lightly walk out. Knees drop down, bring the weight forward, slowly lowering the chest all the way down. Remember child's pose if for any reason you can't come into this. Come into cobra, chin tucks in. Up and back into down dog. 3 breaths in down dog. Keep the tailbone high, keep looking back to the legs. And then slowly hands walking to feet. Look back to your knees. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, slowly rolling back up. Well done. Head comes up last. Look up to the hands. Bring them to heart center. One more round. Inhale, look up. Exhale, slowly fold. Push your chest forwards. Keep your abs pulled in. Halfway lift. Light knee bend, walking out hands and knees. Now, next level up, if you have the core strength, you can stay on your toes here. The weight comes forward onto your tiptoes. Breathe out, lower halfway, and then come to up dog. Straighten the arms, look up. Pushing back to down dog. 3 breaths. Remember, you can take child's pose anytime that you need it. So you can build up slowly with this sequence, starting more in child's pose and then building up to more down dogs as you progress. Slowly walk the hands to the feet. Halfway lift, straightening the legs. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rolling up through the spine. Well done. Okay, so we're going to start our twist sequence now. So we're going to bring our feet together. I'm going to show you this from the front. So mountain pose. So first of all, set the posture. So roll the shoulders back and down, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. I'm going to bring the hands together and then take a seat down. So you're going to bend the knees. This is chair pose. So we want our knees together and our feet together. Make sure that you can see your toes out past your knees. So if you can't, then you just need to push the weight back more into the heels. If you're newer to this pose and your leg strength needs building up, left knee bend to start with. So you can start up here and then progress to come down. Now we're going to add a little twist. So twist to the right side and bring elbow to the outside of that knee. Look to the hands, come to the center and then to the other side. So remember, we twist from the mid back, so the lower back and the hips stay still. Come back to the center and slowly come back up. Well done. Then we're going to fold ourselves back down into forward fold. And this time, hands to the mat, walk the feet back and come into down facing dog or to child's pose. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale, exhaling out any stress or tension from the body. And then lightly land the knees down. And we're going to take a seat for a seated twist pose. So starting with both legs straight out in front. And then you're going to cross the right foot over the left leg. So you're on the sole of the foot and flex the foot of the left leg. Going to hug the knee into the chest, lift up nice and tall. So we want a nice straight back. And then taking your twist to the right side. So again, just make sure you have a really straight back, lifting through the top of the head. Now if you're leaning back slightly, that may be because your lower back's a little bit tight. So you can sit yourself up on a little blanket if you need to. So nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. Now if you do have a little more flexibility to start with, you can bring that other foot in as well. That's your next progression. And then breathing nice and deep into the belly. And then slowly coming back to the center. And we'll do the same on the other side. So straighten out both legs. And then left leg over right. Flex the foot. So pull the toes back, hug the knee to the chest, nice and close. Taking that twist to the left side. So same option again here. You can bring that other foot as well or keep that leg straight out in front. So we want our shoulders to be level here. Watch your head doesn't drop down. So there's a tendency to drop down, so we want to keep the chin tucked in and then bring the head up in line with the rest of the body. And if you find a little imbalance from one side to the other, so if you find you can twist less on that one side, just hold for an extra few seconds on that side that's a little bit tighter. Well done. Let's release down. We're going to bring the legs out in front of us. And then just shuffle yourself to the top of the mat. And we're going to slowly roll ourselves down onto our back to set up for a lying twist pose. So keep the knees bent, take your arms out wide, so palms are up in line with the shoulders. And then slowly drop your knees to the left side. And then look away from your legs. So we want the knees in line with the hips here, pressing down into the back of the shoulders. So again, we're getting that lovely twist through the mid-back. And then your next option here, if you have the flexibility, you can straighten out the top leg and the toes are touching the floor. So if you're kind of floating up here, just roll a little bit more onto the side so the toes connect down. And then just look away from the legs. If that is uncomfortable for your neck, just keep your gaze up. And then focus on breathing into your mid-back and deep down into the belly. You might feel this as a stretch as well through the front of the shoulders and the chest. Where you feel the pose exactly just depends on where your muscles are tight today. And then bend your knees and slowly take the legs to the other side. And the same again, this time we're going to look away from the legs again. Same option, you can straighten out the top leg or keep the knees bent. And this is giving us that lovely twist through the mid-back. Focus on relaxing through the front of the body, pressing the back of the shoulders down to help us get that lovely stretch through the front of the body. Well done. And then slowly bring the legs back to the center. Bringing the arms down by the side. We're going to straighten out the legs. And we'll come into our relaxation into Shavasana. So we're just going to bring the arms out to the side, palms facing up. And close your eyes if you want to, or you can roll on your side or sit up. Just going to enjoy this last few moments of peace before continuing with our day. So you can close your eyes here if you want to. Just think about exhaling out any stress or tension in the body. And breathing in feelings of calm and peace and relaxation. Taking 3 more breaths here. Just let your body relax down into the ground. And then slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And if you're on your back, just bend your knees, roll to one side, and then slowly make your way up into seated position. Okay, bringing hands to heart center. Namaste. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me today for Beginner's Yoga Twist. Hope you're feeling good and detoxed and released after that. So please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and comment and let me know how you're getting on with this yoga practice. Take care. See you soon. Thank you.